Welcome to Rules of Villainy. And we've got a special gameplay video for you here for the Game Nite Reign of Jafar set champions by the two people that run the league there at Game Nite. So we have the top four. We're going to get here into the semifinal matches. But, I should say I'm Villain Vince, joined by, as we all know, he needs no introduction, the mayor of Lorcana himself, Brad.
Or Mayo, apparently now.
Mayo.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Join the Discord. You'll learn what that's all about.
So should we take a look at these decks real quick? We've got Andy and David. So let's take a look at Andy's deck here, running a Chernadog style deck here.
Coming off of a win last week, set championship at Impact Gaming Center. This deck is almost identical. There's only a couple changes that we'll see at the very bottom there in the the tramp song. He's a tramp, right?
It's not a song. I don't think, is it a song? It's a good question. Yep, he's a tramp. Yep, you're right.
Yep. Very good deck, very fast deck. If you don't deal with it, he's just going to 20 as quickly as possible.
Very much so. And he won down. We see the Prince Philip, the worded character, which got him sealed the deal of that win at Impact Gaming. And then he's going up against David here with the No Diablo Inglés.
No Diablo Inglés. This deck is nasty. It was my second round of the day that I went into this deck and just absolutely destroyed me. And he was so nice about it too, because this is just a hate deck, pure discard and Under the Sea. And after every bad play that he did to me, he's just like, "I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Are you sorry? Are you sorry playing this deck that just sings Under the Sea and puts all of your cards under the deck after playing Akita?" And just very, very brutal, but very interesting matchup here with the aggro heavy Chernadogs into the discard heavy Under the Sea deck. That really curious to see what happens.
Yeah. And we can see here making some choices with obviously this is a UT S deck with the Under the Sea, but we see here, Be Our Guest. We have seen different decks with this, with say Strike a Good Match in place. I actually do think Be Our Guest is a stronger card in this deck, because you're much like Ariel being able to find, many of these songs. Being able to get that, you're also pretty likely, I think, to hit off of. So you can sing Ariel. You could play Ariel, get a song off of Ariel, and then you get that Be Our Guest, and then you could sing a Be Our Guest with another character if you have it on board, and you can get 4 cards, and you find a character card that can help leverage that. And if you got a Muses on board, the game gets going.
A lot of Muses bounces there, and as you said, the Be Our Guest song I think is an excellent addition, because as you look at the top line of characters here, every character in this deck can sing that song, including his 1-cost Cindy. So even if the Ariel finds that Be Our Guest, he's got a singer to play it to find another if he's looking for that Kita. Is most of the time what he's looking for is that Kita to come out, get on the board and eliminate all the strength, or at least 3 of the strength on the characters across from it, which is pretty much going to drop everybody below the capacity that's needed for that Under the Sea to be sang immediately after, which is not just, it's a sing together card. So they can just take whatever characters they have out there most of the time, sing that Under the Sea, take complete control of the board, and go from there. And I have been victim to this deck the last couple of weeks. It is not fun, but it is very, very effective, especially against a dog or a matchup that he's about to have against these dogs that already don't have a whole lot of strength. So yeah.
With that, let's get into this semifinal match here. So we have Andy, who is the higher seed going into this round. So he will get to go on the play. He gets the choice there, and I'm sure he's going to take it. He doesn't, right?
This is a deck you want to be on the play with and just go, go, go. Not a whole lot of control, but yeah.
And so Well, we'll see how this goes. We had some kind of interesting matchups. Concurrently going on during this, we have the Ruby Sapphire. I think Mirror, right, with Mitchell and
Michael Mitchell and not Ryan, Tom, maybe.
Tom was also running.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of them are running the item variant.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no. Mitchell made the top 8, and he had the item variant. He was running a very interesting one with Chicha, and then I think Michael had the Manor variant, and Tom, I'm not certain. I think
Tom had the Manor variant as well.
Yeah.
So they are currently making their altar here. So I think
how fast he is at shuffling that. Oh my god.
So I think as we looked at that earlier, David definitely wants to be able to find that 1-drop Cinderella, and play that and really start to put pressure to be able to sing songs and get to that singer 8.
Yep.
And I think that's what makes this deck so mean, right? Is it's so easy to get to 8 and with the singers.
Yeah, Cindy and Ariel alone can sing Under the Sea on turn 4, let alone the combination of Ursula and whatever else we saw there at the 2-drop. I think it might have just been Ursula Vanessa that David has in there.
So we see Andy with that aggressive play, the Cursed Merfolk. And David, there he is. He's got his 1-drop Cinderella. It's exactly what he wants to see.
She can start singing Be Our Guest, or probably more likely Sudden Chill, with what this deck is trying to do. What I would want to do against a Turn of Dogs deck.
Oh, we got double Daisy. Double Daisy
goodness.
And questing for 2.
Yep. So now we can't see David's hand here like we have in past live streams, but what I would be thinking about already, knowing that I'm up against an extremely aggressive deck, is taking out that Merfolk first, but he's singing the Be Our Guest. Yeah.
Another Cinderella. Yeah, we didn't see what he had in there. I did have to move this camera in a little bit, because I think as we saw, David was it was fidgeting a lot, and I didn't want to distract from folks with that. But we see him play that Cindy, so he's got 2 Cindys. So we got Singer 6 on board.
Yep. Let's see what Andy does here. He's already got 6. It's going to bump him up, bump him up to 8 here on the quest. There's nothing else he's going to do with these cards here but quest.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so we got a Piglet.
Oof.
And yeah, we're questing with 6 there. But David's he got an Ariel off that. And an
Vanessa.
Oof.
He's going to have a very clean board of singers here shortly. I'm sure that Ariel's going to come down and find a song, as she generally does on the other side of the board, as we talked about recently on the podcast. Maybe not so much for you when you play her, but your opponent always finds a song.
Well, especially in this matchup, when you see how many songs they have, you very rarely whiff. We don't have Andy here to go through the hypergeometric math for us. Our own resident.
Did he whiff? I don't think he got a song there.
I do. I think he whiffed. Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just said. So there we go. We're now taking that Cursed Merfolk off the board.
Ooh, and he discards the You Have Forgotten Me. Okay. Andy's taking a commanding lead here, going on what is showing 2, 4, 7 lore coming up here on this quest turn.
Yeah.
A bodyguard. Well, a bodyguard probably won't help from the song removal that he has here, but
Well, and the thing
uh,
is David now has the ability to sing
the Under the Sea. Yep.
Under the Sea.
And that's gonna hit everything but the Prince Philip because he doesn't have enough money, enough ink to bring down the Kita first, but it's going to take care of the biggest threats on the board right now.
That's right.
He lost a You Have Forgotten Me to one Daisy. Did we see the other one?
He did get a character, but I didn't see what it was.
Okay. Have to assume he has Under the Sea here.
Oh, 100%. I think if you're Andy, you have to assume. Which honestly, like that Prince Philip is a good call because like you're basically saying, hey, yep, you can clear my board. I got value out of these, but I have a 2-quester that you can't get rid of at this turn. And there we go. We see Under the Sea sung with both the Cinderella and the Ariel.
What's interesting to me as well is I think, if I recall, I was in the middle of talking about it, and I remember seeing it before. I think Andy inked a Ursula Deceiver there, and at that point, I know that she doesn't. She only quests for one, but the utility of that Ursula Deceiver against this deck could have saved him the game there. I think if he could, pop that Under the Sea, which David clearly had. But I think in at least one of these turns, Ursula Deceiver went into the Inkwell because Andy was just all gas, wanting to get all that aggro out there as fast. And there's another one. See, those Ursulas need to come out in this matchup. I know she only quests for one. Everybody else in this deck has two lore at least affiliated with it. But in this Under the Sea deck that I've only have 2 weeks of practice against, like you do not want to see that song. They takes care of your board while they sit out there with 5 or 6 characters that you can't deal with. And an aggro deck like this, it's not good.
In fairness, though, to Andy here, one of the kind of problems with that a little bit, if you will, is David's deck has just such a great ability to like scry through the deck to be able to find additional songs. So even if you're able to take one out with the Ursula Deceiver, so we see Bruno come down to take care of that lady, but he does have 2 cards in hand, so we'll see which one gets taken out. But what I was gonna say here is that maybe you're able to get one song off, but he could sing another song, and he can bounce his own Ariel back to hand and then play it to then search for 4 more cards to find another song. So I can maybe see like the argument here is that like you just want to press your advantage, and that Ursula doesn't maybe gets one song out of the hand, maybe it saves you a turn. But I feel like in this match, Ursula is like a worse Pete, right? Like what you want is to stop actions for a turn.
Yeah, for sure. But if I get rid of that Under the Sea, I'm going to do that 10 times out of 10. It has been the bane of my existence recently. And my Blurple deck, a lot of low. I mean, it doesn't matter how low their strength is already. It's that Kita comes out and just put them in the range of that Under the Sea. And then it's very, very tough to get around that.
Yeah. So we see Tramp.
He is showing win again, but as we know what this deck can do, it's not likely that those cards are going to stay out there.
And see, we have an Ariel. We show win. What do we call that, Brad?
We call that game-winning cards. I'm not saying it. I'm only not saying it because you want me to say it so
saying
badly.
What? What
you and Andy both
saying? What are you not saying?
A combination of lore and lethal. That's as close as you're going to get me to it. I don't know if this Ariel found a song or not, but we are doing something with Cindy. Be our guest. Here we go. Looking for more characters because that's what David needs right now.
Pulls a Cricky.
Cricky, yep.
And then use the muses to bounce.
Merfolk, that's good.
Got the Ursula Deceiver.
Making sure that Merfolk is still good.
As we're like slowly finding ourselves a little off the board here.
6, and we're showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 next turn as well. So quickly climbing back with only one character, controlling that board over there and just questing safely now because that tramp's not going to run into anything. That Muses isn't sideways. That's the only card that it could take care of given the current state. Lady comes out. There's no trigger from the discard because we just see Lady and Prince John over there. Everything else went to the bottom of the deck. So all the daisies, all the, he doesn't have the ability to bring anything back. That's not even the Lady to do it. My bad.
Which is
right.
Which is the worst scenario for Andy's deck because he wants more cards in the discard to be able to get them back and ultimately, hopefully, at one point play that Chernobog, not Chernobog's followers.
I was gonna say, I'm glad you got that one right this time.
I mean, it was entirely
last
wrong
weekend's live stream. Yeah, it's Chernobog's followers. The excitement you had in your voice for that. So funny.
So we see a Muses. So now
somebody's gonna sing here and double bounce.
Probably say Bruno. Yep. So we see a Bruno come down on
that goes straight to the discard now.
Chernobog.
And Muses will push both of those back to the hand. 2 triggers. Or if he chooses to do it.
Yep. Oh, he didn't. He ended up just taking out.
Oh, got it. Okay.
That tramp.
How do you take? Was the tramp sideways?
Yes.
He's still at 18. Okay.
Well, he was at 17. Quest with tramp went to 18.
Okay, my bad. Yep.
And so now we see David at 8. Well, as I was reminded, the mayor's got his mayoral duties. So we see the tramp replayed. We see the Piglet Pooh Pirate Captain. But even though Andy is so close, he's struggling with these low strength characters to keep them sticking to the board.
Yep. Any song with those Muses on board, those warded Muses, they don't even have to ever go sideways. Any song that gets played, which there's a lot of, as we talked about, will just get those bounced right back to the hand. That one's going to go straight to the discard.
And bouncing and saying, good luck. I'm questing with everything here.
And that's going to present a win there for Andy.
I'm sorry.
He's not going to have a board wipe.
Oh, Ed Cricky just to add a little.
Yeah, why not? What a comeback here. 18 to, I think it was 18 to maybe 2 at one point.
Yeah, it was looking like Andy was in full control of this game. But I think it's really important to understand that this Under the Sea deck is really misleading in how it operates, where it's it can basically keep you at 17, 18, 19 lore, and just hoping that one character sticks. And, they've got the answer for them. And we see that unfortunately Andy doesn't have it. It seals the deal here. David will take game 1 of this semifinal round.
Yeah, I think that those Ursula Deceiver inks, there was at least one of them. I think 2 were the game, the decision points there that Andy wishes he could take back, because getting those songs out of that hand. I don't think he has any song recursion in this deck. I've seen variants. Eddie here locally, who's playing a similar deck, has a Lady Tremaine, a one of Lady Tremaine from set 1. She's a 1/6 6-cost uninkable. Whenever you play her, it pulls back in action from the discard, and then he does the same thing with the Muses. He bounces her back so he can continue to bring songs back, and then same thing with Ariel. And there's just this endless cycle of song recursion and characters being played and character bouncing and everything that makes this deck very, very difficult to know its next move, because they have all these different lines of play.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, Brett. I don't believe there is no action. Is there any action or song that can pull a character out of your hand?
What do you mean?
So we have
Bare necessities.
Bare
I'll take a
necessities,
non-character. Yeah,
which is non-character. We have Ursula Deceiver that does, basically the same
songs.
thing for songs. Is there anything that takes out I'm trying to think. And I don't know if it's just that one doesn't exist or it's late at night. But I don't think
that's a
there
good
is.
question. It is late,
Of
and
course.
that critical thinking for me is not processing, but I can take a look.
Of course, probably folks in the comments shouting. Which, if you're not, you should first like this video, and then second, you should absolutely 100% subscribe to a YouTube channel, because we do a bunch of these streams and gameplay videos, and we have a wonderful podcast. We have Deck Tech Tuesday.
We are very close to 500 subscribers. As we are recording this, we are 25 away, which is insane because a week and a half ago, we were 100 away from it. So it's been very, very fun getting this content out here and seeing people like it and subscribe and yeah, hope to keep you around.
Yeah.
So part of your world is a 3-cost uninkable that can bring a character card from your discard back to your hand. It's a nice little tech card.
Yeah, there are a few that bring cards back from your discard, right?
I don't see a character-specific discard card at the moment between all the actions and unactions with the discard keyword. You can even return an item card from your discard to your hand with if it's not Baroque. 3-cost uninkable rare card from set 1 that I don't think I've ever seen played.
All right, so Andy out the gate with the gas, with the Daisy Duck.
Let's try this again.
Which is I think kind of a really optimal card in this particular matchup. Because
I don't think so. We really want this Daisy to hit those songs. I mean, we don't want to give him characters. Like, if he can trigger any songs with that Daisy, it would be a win. You don't want to see the Sudden Chills. You definitely don't want to see Under the Sea. If that can go to the bottom of the deck, that would be
But you also don't want to be seeing things like Ursula, Deceiver of All.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, honestly, the only Ursula I don't think he would care about is Deceiver, but like the Ursula Vanessa. Ariel, all very bad.
Let's do a couple 1-cost here. It looks like, or at least one. Got a Daisy trigger coming up after a quest, and it is Anna. Anna that you don't want to see on turn 5. Back over to David.
Yeah, that Anna's such a good card though.
Yeah, she had her time for a while. She was in all the Emerald Steel discard decks, and she just that extra kicker that she has with the choice of banishing a damage character or discard a card. She has 2 or 3 options on her that made her a very, very useful tool.
All right, there we go. Kick Cloud Kicker. So what Andy really wants to do here, I think, like the strategy going into this, is to prevent David from really being able to even sing those songs.
Yep.
And try to race him and beat him before David can get to 8 ink to hard cast it.
Yep. Which you never really want to do. He knows. Yeah, David Ink and Ursula is not a problem. He knows what he's up against. That card's never going to hit.
Yeah. All right. So we see Prince John. So this is actually a really great kind of draw engine for David, because one thing I think we saw here is that David is playing a variant that does not have Diablo.
That's true. Yeah. Given the name, no Diablo Inglés.
Yep.
Which is interesting because you expect all of these discard Emerald decks to have that Diablo package in there. So I know Eddie's running the one with Diablo.
I honestly think David's deck gives it a little bit without the Diablos, makes it a little bit more consistent. Because those Diablos are almost always like huge targets. And, unlike the Prince John, they don't have ward.
Yeah, in this specific matchup, though, Andy doesn't really have an answer to Diablo. That Kit could kick it back, but I don't know that he has evasive cards in here.
No, I agree. I think in this match,
Go-Go,
it might be one of the few where it's good, but I'm just saying overall, the Diablo is probably a not the best card in this scenario. And yeah, so we see Andy kicking back that was that the Cinderella.
Yep. So now all we have at the moment is a 3-cost Singer.
Turning everything sideways. Well, and David isn't going to want to turn this sideways, right? Until he has like a clear.
He might to take care of this merfolk, honestly. At this point, he's so far behind now that he just got another Prince John that Andy knows about from the Daisy trigger. So he can replace that Prince John pretty easily, and as Andy probably would challenge into. But getting that merfolk off the table right now would help take the pressure off a little bit, but he's still, as we saw the first game, a long ways behind, but could easily claw back with a little more board presence and some songs here.
So we see Ursula. We see
two Ursulas.
Two Ursula.
Okay, so now we're in under the sea territory. I would still take out the merfolk. He doesn't do it here, so he must have the under the sea in the hand. He's gonna let Andy get six more lore here, and then try to take control with under the sea. It looks like with 2 Vanessas sitting out there.
Yeah, and so here I think Andy, what I would say for Andy is he shouldn't commit anything to the board that can get taken out by under the sea,
which is almost everything in that deck.
I know,
unfortunately, and it feels so bad to take a turn off.
Okay, so he plays Invited to the Ball.
Got 2 characters, so that is a good turn to do this because he has to know he's going to lose his whole board here.
Yep. And that's Andy's nice little tech draw engine here as well. Okay, so he plays a lady onto the board.
17, and we get a Daisy trigger coming up.
Oh, it was painting
that?
the roses red, I think.
Oh, okay.
So missed on that. I'm not sure I would have played the lady there, to be honest. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
We're trying to threaten lethal here, but the lady can be taken out by the under the sea, and we know
he didn't need it. Yeah. He has everything he needs with the other 4. So yeah, it's something I probably would have sat on as well to
and there we go. We see David singing the under the sea, and now almost certainly he's going to quest with this Prince John because there isn't anything.
No rush.
Take it out, and yeah. And kind of like game 1, we're in a very similar scenario where Andy's going to, I think, struggle to reclaim a board presence.
Yep. He really needs that Prince John to come out, or not Prince John, Prince Philip to come out at this point because that can't be targeted by that Muse. But Akita under the sea combo again still takes care of it. So we know the Prince Philip was his hero last week. We haven't seen him yet this round, but turning it sideways is only going to get him 2 lore. So
he did play it the first game, but he didn't play it.
He played the first game, correct? Yeah. I meant this second game of this round, I should say. I always mix up round and game and match. Like that's
so see a Clarabelle.
Okay.
So you get to draw a character if your opponent has more cards in hand than you do, I believe, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And see, honestly, this is where I don't know what Andy has in hand, but I almost you almost wish you had that
There's a deceiver. He got 2 Brunos and a BR guest. So, I mean, he has 2 cards in hand. I think that's his hand there on the bottom. I would maybe consider the BR guest because he doesn't have the aerial, but the removal is always good to get rid of. But he does have a second one, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a weird choice.
I think you're right. I think I would have probably seen that hand. I think I would have probably taken the BR guest. But this is again where, like, if Andy hadn't played that lady the previous turn, he would have had another card, I think, to be able to ink.
So what did we see? We saw an Anna, we saw Bruno be our guest, and a few other things. And 1 unknown card. Another deceiver, of course. Easy ink in this matchup.
I wonder if David tries to play that BR guest and sees if he can find an area.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's probably the play. You could even,
because you can play it, search for, if you find Ariel,
yeah,
play it. You can search for more cards.
Yep.
You know,
like you probably don't even need to sing it at this point. You're in big control with the board presence. He's going to turn those 2 cards sideways and be at 19. The only instant lore he has in the deck that I can think of is the Go-Go, but that requires damage being on the other side of the board. So he is going to sing Be Our Guest here.
Yep. I mean, a worst case scenario here, David too can also just play one of the Brunos and then bounce the other.
That's fair. What he doesn't want to see with this BR guest is Under the Sea or any of the cards that go to the bottom, because this is a character centric one. He did find the Ariel.
Got an Ariel.
Yeah.
I will say both of these cards, though, are cards that David necessarily doesn't want back in hand. Because the Deceiver can
snipe the songs.
Yeah, snipe a song. And that Clarabelle gives him a draw.
I would almost pick the Clarabelle for that 1 draw, so I'm not at risk at losing.
And he picks up the Under the Sea.
Under the Sea.
And, wow. You can't choreograph that better.
And he's got the characters to sing there with the Ursula and the Muses. And he can bounce back the Ariel back to his hand and look for more songs if he chooses to. Which it looks like he missed that trigger if that's the case, because he quested and
he goes to 4.
And he missed it on the phone. But we got it here. Yeah, and that's just a scary board to be looking at in this matchup specifically. I mean, there's answers like, I keep comparing it to my experience with this deck where, I'm looking at my Monstro at this point. I'm like, okay, as long as I have a hand, I can wipe out most of these, right? That's been in my experience running into this deck. But Andy here, his whole purpose, his whole focus of this Cherno Dogs deck is to stick characters and quest them. And he doesn't have a big answer for a board like this.
No, and the real struggle here is, so David's got 8 lore showing, so he can go to 12 next turn. And basically, like, if Andy doesn't threaten win, this is David's game.
Yep.
Because David can basically ignore Andy's board if he so chose.
Sure.
If he doesn't present at least 3 lore on the board.
If only he was at 18 and he could play that Prince Philip akin to last week. But he is not. No way to get damage on that board for a go-go hit either, so it's just...
But I also don't think at this point, I'm pretty sure David still has the Brunos in hand.
At least one. We got rid of one.
And so he has at least one. And so the Prince Philip would survive because it has ward, but
correct. Andy's contemplating here. He does have Philip in hand, it looks like, and a lady. But I just, he's
but then David would need
everything here, and it just doesn't.
Yeah, David would need Under the Sea again.
Yep.
But Under the Sea wouldn't take out the Prince Philip because it's a 3/2 unless he had the Kita.
Yep. Lady, bring back a 2-cost. Does he have a 2-cost in the discard?
No, and I think
2-costs.
The only thing in his discard is that invited to the ball.
Invited to the ball, yes. Everything just goes under the deck.
So
gross.
And honestly, really, like at this point,
yep.
David's saying, I'm not taking any risk here. We're gonna get rid of it. Honestly, David though could have ignored it.
Yeah, and he's probably gonna bounce. And at this point, does he even bounce the aerial and look for anything? Oh, he did have go in hand. Oh, what's interesting too is if he turned that let's see, who has a big body out there? No, the lady would have taken care of everything. I was like, if the lady could swing into something and that damage stick, he would have stolen that game.
He used Anna's ability to discard a card.
Oh my gosh.
And he'll get 2 draws off of it too. Wow.
Yeah.
So we're now.
Well, how about another Vanessa?
Yeah.
What a great world that we live in, where Vanessa and Ariel work together to just destroy your deck, your hand.
It's just so much. It's a lot. And I tell you what, I've been on Andy's side here, and it just because there's no answers.
Yep.
Because you need to have instant lore at this point. And I think Andy knows that. And he is playing the go.
1, 2, 3, 4,
David,
5, 6, yeah, that's enough. Good games.
David extends the hand, the fist bump, if you will.
No Diablo Inglés is advancing to the finals at the Game Nite Set Championship.
That's right. That's right. We'll go back to us.
Congratulations to David. Yeah.
Well, and also congratulations though to Andy too. Both played quite a valiant game there. Some good matches, and I mean to make it to the top 4 in a 33-person tournament, quite impressive, if you ask me.
Yeah, must feel good. You know what doesn't feel good? Being less than 1% of a differential for the bubble. I wanted to be in there so bad. That's my league. That's my place. And I couldn't make it in. And what part of it was falling to David in round 2. That deck is nasty, man.
Yeah.
I lost the die roll, and I did get game 2 on him, but I just can't keep up with that Under the Sea. It's quite the deck.
It is a hard, I think, deck to really do well against, because it's just like discard everything. Everything goes in under your deck. Congratulations. And it's like,
yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I think I'll just watch you play.
That's the worst.
And
that's the worst.
So I think longtime listeners will know that I'm not a fan of the discard mechanic in a lot of respects.
You were not in the minority. There's nobody likes discard. The mechanic, I understand. The archetype of building your whole deck around it, where I play, you don't. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me to play. Not for me to sit across from. I try to smile and enjoy the game, but when you can't play the game, it's really hard to keep that face on, you know?
I think that's an important clarification. I don't mind the mechanic as much as I mind the archetype of discard. I think that's what's really unfun about it. And I think like we can take another look here at David's deck. Is that we can see here just the power of all of these singers from Cinderella, the Ursula Vanessa, the Ariel, even the Ursula Deceiver of All, which we didn't see in any of these matches, but just giving this deck more singing power than it needs.
Yeah.
So much.
So much. And then just the bounce mechanic from the muses to bring the Ariel to find every song that you need. The only set 8 card in this deck is that new chip that makes you discard on play. And he has been making his rounds in all of these Emerald decks right now. That it's a solid deck with a couple new additions. The You Have Forgotten Me has made a huge comeback, and not only this deck, in the Steel Song variants right now too, with the Horizon. You know, how about you draw 3 cards and we take away 2 of them immediately? It's just yeah, it's good. It's really really good.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Should we take a look at Megan's deck? She's gonna be hitting off against David here in the finals. And she's playing Amber Steel. So we got a lot of Amber going on here.
Yeah, if you're not used to it by now. We've had Amber for a long time, but it's evolved. It's evolved from the Steel Song that we've known for so long into this almost hyper aggro almost, the way this deck works with the Daisy and the Smee and the Piglet and the Lady. The Lady on 3 is an MVP to come out and bring any card that costs 2 or less out for free with her. Just an absolute menace, along with the Rhino Shift line on 2. He's really, really hard to deal with.
So if you're Megan going into the finals here, you know, having seen this deck has some similar weaknesses that Andy's deck had against the Under the Sea deck. So a lot of low strength characters.
Yep.
But one of the unique things I think about this deck is we do have more higher strength characters. So we have Lawrence, as long as he's not damaged. We have Pete. We have Mr. Smee. And as you said, that Rhino, which is great because it has resist +2 as long as it has no damage on it. And so those are all really great characters to have. You know, they don't get around necessarily Akita, but Pete for sure is gonna, I think, would be my prediction of what would be an MVP in this match.
For sure. Any deck that Pete is in is likely going to be an MVP deck or MVP card, because the as long as you pilot it well enough to time the when you're playing the Pete, well, it's before a Be Prepared, which she won't have to worry about, but she at this point has to know what she's going against. So she's going to try to stop the Under the Seas, the discards, you know, the You Have Forgotten Me's in an opportune time that she can expect it. But Pete is always, in as long as he stays in rotation, going to be an MVP in any steel deck. And what I really like about Megan's deck here too, with the aggro as well, is that she has her own singers with the Vanessa and the Cindy, with the removal below of the Storm Rage on 4 of Strength of a Raging Fire, which is going to come in real handy with all the characters that she's going to be able to dump on the board with that Lady. And then Vanessa can come out and sing that Zeus as well to deal with those problematic cards. So very, very good deck. I believe Megan's going into this top seed as well, right? Will she be on the play?
No. So David will be on the play. David is going to be top seed into this.
Okay.
I believe David was 4 and Megan was 5.
Okay.
Going into I'm not 100% sure that that's accurate, but I do know David is going to be the higher seed here. What I actually really like about Megan's deck here is some of like the, you know, what you might call kind of like cheating out things. Like you kind of highlighted the Lady being able to cheat out 2 cost or less card, the Piglet being able to get a little bit more lore, so cheat some lore. And then we see the card draw engine in Doc and Rapunzel. So We'll see how much the Rapunzel gets used. We didn't see much damage. That doesn't seem to be the real goal of the Under the Sea deck, but I think Doc will be a pretty good card to see to be able to refill the hand, because we do know that David is running, I think, Sudden Chills,
Mm.
and we can take a look here at David's deck. The You Have Forgotten Me's, and also has cards like Bare Necessities
Sure.
and the Ursula to be able to rip out those songs. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good match. Should we jump right into it?
Let's do it. Good luck to both of these guys.
Yeah. All right. So there. Oh, you look at that like custom play mat that Megan has.
Oh, it's such a pretty card. It's a lot of people's chase cards. This set is that means no worries.
For the rest of your days.
We want to keep subscribers, Vince. Joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
All right, Andy.
Yeah, nothing. Okay. Okay. I was like, you just gonna let me walk with that one? Come on.
I was drinking something. Okay. I gotta keep the,
I was drinking.
palate.
Sounds like a Beyonce song.
It was soda, by the way. It was Sprite. Well, actually, it was Starry.
Starry. Ooh. The new was that Sierra Mist before?
Yeah, but I don't think it's the same as Sierra Mist. It's actually pretty good. I gotta say, I'm a big fan of it.
Right.
So Pepsi, you out there, sponsor.
The rules of soda.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's late, guys. Bear with me here.
We'll be
I
the
don't got
official
very good
Lorcana
quips at this
podcast of Starry Soda. I
The
will say,
rules of
the only
Starry.
thing I don't like about it is the name. It feels so weird to like ask, like,
Yeah.
you go to a restaurant or something, be like, "Do you have Starry?"
Yeah. It is. Yeah. I've never ordered one, but I feel like I would get, it'd be weird
like,
to do that.
It's not like Sprite, or even Sierra Mist or something. I don't know.
Ooh, okay. We are in it now after the altar. Looks like David pulled 3 Cindy's after the altar here. One in the inkwell, one on the play, and another one in his hand. All right, we Piglet into a Cindy.
And we got dueling
Riveting.
Cindy's,
Dueling
dueling Cindy's.
And David has the advantage here. A simple Storm Rage on would take care of that, which it looks like he doesn't have. He does have a Sudden Chill, which could give him a little bit of card advantage here. But as far as I can tell, that Cindy is going to stay on the board.
So we're gonna play the Ursula Deceiver.
Oh, oh, Megan is loaded with
Of
course, take one that gets away a card draw from him.
Yeah. I think that's the right call. You're going to take away that one card draw option, like you said.
Megan doesn't know what he's holding currently, but I would consider at this point inking and playing Piglet for her to sing Strength on the Cindy instead. Because then the Piglet will be activated for next turn where he can quest for 3. Oh, she's inking Piglet again. She's got other plans. This is why she's playing this deck and I'm not.
Oh,
2 daisies.
Double daisy.
You know what quests for more than 3? 4. Let's take 2 daisies instead of 1 Piglet. I take that back. And now Megan is off to the races here, hoping to trigger those daisies.
You know what though? I actually think your line of thinking to play that Piglet, it might have actually been a better move here, because then you could play the
There's that third Cindy.
The Cindy's next.
Yeah.
And then you would get that quest for it.
And she would have to run, or David would have to run both of his characters in just to take care of that Piglet. So in hindsight, maybe she wishes she had the Piglet there, but the daisies are, you want to get those out as early as possible to get those possible triggers on those tricky removal cards that David is running. All right. Got a little camera adjustment here. We are still on Megan's
Yep.
turn.
Little overlay issue there. Oh well.
Sure. Now
um,
she sings the strength. That is probably the right call.
you really want
Only
to take
thing
care of those
Ursula can
singers.
sing here is the Sun Chill and the Be Our Guest, and those aren't threatening currently. So
And
let's just keep building the board, and I think Megan's looking pretty good here.
yeah, and discarding the playing that dock, discarding the Zeus, and
Zeus.
drawing 2
Yep.
cards.
Makes sense. She wants to just keep loading that board up as quickly as possible.
So we're
Because
inking the
David
lady.
is sitting there with an Ursula that's not going to do much.
So we're gonna get on the board
4.
here. Sudden
There it goes.
chill, bottom of the deck.
Perfect. That's what we want to see. Next one, another
Ursula
Deceiver. He did take the Deceiver, right?
Yes.
Okay. Looked like he put it at the bottom.
And he looks like he's gonna ink that Deceiver.
Yep. Chances of hitting that one card being a song are pretty slim, probably. So don't blame him. But did she top deck Strength? Was that what that was?
Yeah, it was a top. And she
Yeah.
needs it to play the Rhino.
Yep. This is
Uh,
looking very, very good for Megan.
go into 8 here.
Double Daisy Trigger here.
Ursula.
Vanessa.
Bare
And Bare
necessities.
Necessities. So 2 for 4 ain't bad.
No. Questing with the dock here. Going to 9. We're leaving that Cinderella unexerted here.
At this point, is there any reason not to leave her, not to quest her, right? We're 9 out. We're showing 2, 4, 6, 8 on the board now. I don't know what I mean. She's top deck mode at this point, right? So that questing with Cindy there, just I don't know.
I think the thing is you're hoping maybe you get a song next turn that you can sing with her to get more value, because the muses can cleanly take her out.
Oh, that's true. The Muses is a 2/4. You're right.
So we see Vanessa.
But it could also be bait to get the Muses sideways for the hamster to take out as well.
All right.
Oh gosh, what a top deck there!
And so
now
I
she
think,
brings it
yeah,
sideways.
now we're just gonna everything's got to go sideways.
2, 4, 6, 8 to go to 17. 2 Daisy Triggers coming up here.
Akita.
Another Kita.
Wow, double Kita.
He does have the characters on board to sing Under the Sea here, if he has it. He would have had to have it from the start. He is playing Kita now. Everybody is going down to
there
nothing.
you go.
And
We got it.
oh my God, he had it.
Wow. That just clears the board. Are we in for another kind of
It's 3 games in a row that he's been down 17, 16, 17,
it's
nothing.
Crazy. It is Cindy top deck. I feel so bad.
Could be 18 to nothing, but I don't know that we'll see what happens here. I do feel like baiting that Muses into a clean trade with Cindy would have activated, but then she wouldn't have. She probably wouldn't have quested with the hamster and taken out the Muses. So I'm gonna get off of that train there. It was just a.
So David did hit another Under the Sea on that air.
Of course he did.
We see another Cinderella come down. We're just putting everything sideways here that we didn't play this turn. And we're going to go to 6. Crawling our way back.
7 showing.
Going to 18.
18.
Can we not? We can't play what's in the hand.
No. What could it be? He doesn't have anything higher than a 4 cost, right? Rapunzel's the top out.
So that Muses is going to take the Cindy.
I wonder if it's a lady, and then she's hoping for one of her 28 1 or 2 drops to drop down with the lady. But they know she knows he has under the sea. So
Yeah. But it doesn't matter at this point because even if she played them,
has
she
a win.
can't quest
Yep.
with them next time. So David will go from 17-0 to winning this game.
Pete, no actions. He was a lady.
lady.
Yeah, he was hoping for she was hoping for a double character play, but by that time it was too late. Gosh, God.
So David takes game 1 just like he did against Andy in the semifinals.
It's just it's so unbelievable. And I think in to the deck's credit, like these are ideal matchups for him. Assume Megan goes fast, but like Andy's deck, there's not a lot of strength there. So any under the sea is pretty much a board wipe for David for make his opponent's board, right? So there's not a lot of other without Kita, he doesn't even need Kita to manipulate that kind of strength there. So he's just kind of coasting along and getting that late game win there with, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, just the ability though to play calmly when your opponent is 1, 2, 3 lore away from victory.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that. You can't do that, Brad, unless you're playing Donald
playing you.
Porter, and then you're fine with it getting that close. Like, guess what? You got to get to 25.
Yep. I've taken him out. He's a fun card, but for what I'm trying to do with my Blurple right now, he's just that duck. This doesn't work. I find him way too early, and then I have to sit with him or TPO him, and yeah.
I gotta say, I'm glad I was able to get the camera working. I'm a little upset at myself that I couldn't get the camera to be dead center. That's just always been like a little cockeyed.
That's okay.
Your OCD, my OCD, it's all a problem.
I'm just happy that we have live gameplay. I really like getting gameplay footage. The channel the last couple of weeks has been really great to us with the content that we've had from the previous live streams, and if maybe in the future we'll be getting a lot more, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, so we're in the altar phase.
Looks like she's keeping a lady and a piglet for sure. If I could tell,
It looks like she got
Cindy, piglet, lady, hamster, and some other
Lawrence
stuff
as well.
Okay,
which I think is a great card in this match
for sure. He yeah, 4/4 without any damage.
I mean, the only thing David really can do with that, without basically sending several of his characters into it, is a Bruno.
That's true.
I mean, the Kita as
great
well.
Bait for Rapunzel too. Like if you can get him out and attack into something. I don't know if that he has anything. David has anything that can leave 3 damage. I guess Kita will leave 3 damage on a Lawrence.
Having played this match now a little bit more, I feel like Rapunzel is kind of a. I mean, I think it's a great card, but I think in this match, it's one of those cards that you're playing because it's got lore for it, a quest for 2, versus trying to get the draw off of it. The draw on this deck is clearly going to be the
Doc. Yeah.
So dueling Cinderella's here. Megan then uses that storm to sing to take out that Cinderella, which is great for her. Draws a card off of it. Prevents David from singing anything here. And Megan again now, because she lost game 1 here, she is on the play. So we see
he's gonna snipe a strength. Oh no, look at her. Good job inking that strength. And David sees 2 ladies, a Daisy, and what else? Power Hamster. So
and we got a Pete too.
Yep. Which I don't think we saw any Pete's until the very end of the last round. So that's going to be as you said, a very key card for this matchup here.
All right, so
Lady
Lady
into
with
Daisy.
Daisy,
Piglet crest
great.
for 3.
We
Let's
get
get
on
those
the board
going.
here.
And she can't even take out the Piglet cleanly, and she wisely chooses to quest Cindy this time too.
Well, because there's really no threat here, right?
Yeah,
Ursula can't
Ursula's
take it out.
one swing. Yeah, it feels bad. I have to empathize with David to see a exerted Piglet on the other side and not being able to take care of it, especially with the Ursula that whiffed as well. This is just not going well for David at the moment. He knows that there's another lady and a Pete in the hand, but the lady, more importantly at the moment with the board that she's showing, is that if she draws anything, like her deck list, I counted up earlier, had 28 possible 1s and 2 drops that lady could hit. If she draws any of those, she's playing 2 cards next turn, and it's just going to be.
All right, so we have a storm, so we can take out that
Strength.
Ursula.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the strength. I always get those cards mixed up. Kind of like
Ink the
Chernobog
lady,
and
play
Chernobog.
the.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I think taking the Pete is the better here. You want to prevent David from singing any songs whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because even at this point, David wants to sing, even if he's not trying to do something to your board. He wants to sing something like "Be Our Guest,"
Sudden chill or be our guest. Yep. And she's already shown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, she's got win. She's got win on board right now. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Yeah, the Pete. You're right. The Pete was clutch here. I was thinking hamster, just to save the Pete for a more opportune time of a song that we would maybe see Ariel pick up here on this turn. But she's so far ahead at this point that yeah, Pete was the right call because there's nothing he can do.
And David scoops. He's got no answer there. So Megan will take game 2, and we have a 3-game final, which honestly, it's the best. It's like a 7-game World Series. You know, you want to see that go all 3 games to see who's going to walk away with the Reign of Jafar champion playmat, walk away from game night saying they're a champion. And if I remember correctly, I believe Megan came in second at the Scar. Was that right?
Yes, because she gave me the playmat. It was a super kind gesture at the time. I didn't have one. It was and always probably will be one I want the most from all of that. This was before I went and actually won a champion one, which I do have framed behind me. Then it will always be. But that gesture was the kindest and the only mat that I play on now.
Yeah, you play on that mat quite a lot.
I have all these play mats now. I have 6, 7 different play mats, and the only one that I can bring myself to play on is that Scar, and it just reminds me of how great this really is, let alone teammates. But just that was such a great day, just in general for me especially at the store that I run the league, and that kind of gesture, I'll never forget that. It was incredible.
Yeah, I have so many playmats. I have to remind myself to rotate them out every once in a while.
You made a point, you wanted to collect all the playmats, and I was like, Vince, you can only play on one at a time. What are you going to do with all those? But the art in this game is so good, so I don't blame you for wanting to get every single one of them.
Yeah, I'm bummed that they no longer have the runner-up playmats.
Yeah,
because I really
a lot of people are
like those quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I don't have the not Tipo, the hero.
You want a Tipo playmat?
Yeah. Growing boy.
Yeah.
No, the hero or the Jafar.
The Tipo playmat would trigger me. I don't think I could have that because when I don't find him on 2, I'm mad at him. And then when I find him anytime after 2, I'm mad at him because it's like, I don't need you now. But he's instant ink at that point, so
he does his job.
He does his job. He's just a boy. He's just a growing boy.
Kind of like Toby.
Toby. Yeah, I'm sorry he's not running around tonight entertaining the view. I guess the viewers aren't seeing the cameras right now, but if you want to see my new kid,
is
check out the latest episode because he's
the doggo
featured in it
and him
so much. What's that?
The doggo and him getting along?
They're actually playing a lot now too. There's a lot of running around the table. Toby will get up on the table and try to, entice him. Like, hey, come try to get me. He's a little pot stirrer.
All right, so we see David, who's on the play here. He inks a
You have forgotten me,
and has no one drop for the first time. But we see Megan with the rhino, the little hamster boy.
He has to believe he's about to see a shift rhino come out.
And Ursula, turn 2. Not bad. Singer 4. Really
looks like she has the shift rhino. The third card there. Is that the shift? Or is that another lady? She's inking a lady. Nope. She's got to be thinking real hard here. This is for all the marbles. Take your time. This is an untimed match.
It is. Our first, the other match, I think only went like 30 minutes, so well under time. Yeah. So we're gonna play a Pete. I'm not Mr. Smee.
Mr. Smee. Oh, Crabfoot. Here's a question for you. Does Smee survive rotation?
Oof. I don't know. You'll have to find out when we do our video.
I know. I'm trying to trick you into what your answers are, so I can have a little bit of extra knowledge, just because I think we're kind of competing, right? Who gets the most right?
I didn't know it was a competition, but
I don't know. I think everyone's a competition when it comes to Andy.
So we see a sudden chill hit off of the aerial.
Yep. And Ursula can sing it, which wouldn't be a bad play here, right? But she is risking. He would be risking the hamster shift and taking out the Ursula
cleanly too. No damage.
No damage.
Players taking their time, thinking through all the play lines, not rushing through. There we go.
She's doing the shift here. I was like, most of the time, this deck, I think the play line, what she wants is, taking out the aerial. Very nice.
The zoo.
Like, most of the time, you want the lady on 3 because you just want as many characters on board as possible. But right now, we're in control mode because we don't want him getting anywhere close to singing that Under the Sea, which they could have just done on the next turn with the Ursula and Ariel combo.
All right.
So that was a really good turn there. Instead of being greedy, let's slow this down. That aerial is dangerous, especially on turn 4 when the muses come out and can bounce her and find more songs. I think that might have been the play of the games, so far.
Well, I mean, here basically everything on board without Akita will survive a Under the Sea. And David is not close to that point. He's at least one turn away, depending on what.
He does have a muses in hand. It looks like a sudden chill. Maybe I think he does have an Under the Sea behind that muse. And that's 2 Forgotten Me's in the discard here.
Okay,
he's establishing a board presence with the chip, which is good because now they're in Under the Sea territory again. Although Megan's board does not allow it currently. But I'm curious because that's 2 You Have Forgotten Me's in the discard, and you could have had Megan down to 0 cards at this point if we kept at least one of them for this turn.
All right, so sudden chill.
It looks like we're discarding her anyway. Is that only 2 cards in her hand?
All right,
it's going away.
It's me going away.
It's got to not feel good. So David has a few cards in hand. She has to expect Akita.
There we go, Pete.
Next turn. Perfect. Was that a top deck, Pete?
No, she had that in hand. She drew.
Okay.
So we're going to quest with 4 here. Get on the board.
Oh, actually, she took out a Vanessa.
Oh, she took out the Vanessa.
I'm not keeping that. Yep. And Smee should have 1 damage on him.
Which is smart, really, because you want to be out of any song territory And then she says, you know what? You're probably going to discard me here. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that leaf. Yep.
David
pointing
pointed
out.
Yep. Perfect.
I love how we can clearly see the dice on these cards.
I feel like that's a dig at me because you hate my little dice.
No, everybody does. We should really probably get like
bigger dice for these kind of things for sure.
So we see
I don't
David
disagree.
with the muses.
Chip's gonna take out the Smee.
And they will trade.
Ooh, another power hamster on the
now
board.
We quest for 4. We go to 6 here. No, 5, because the Pete quest for 1.
Quest for 1.
But yeah, and honestly, like this is looking really good for Megan because right by now, David wants to have really been establishing a board to be able to sing. But yeah, Megan was like, nope, I know what your strategy is here.
What a way to adapt to, especially on the play here or on the draw. It really, David missed that turn 1.
Oh, that
and
turn 1 was so critical.
Yeah. In a sudden chill. Exerting 4 for another chip. Whatever Megan has in hand is going away, but I don't think she has
nothing in hand.
Yep.
Because she inked it. She was like, good luck. So that chip had no target there. So we.
Oh no, it's a piglet. Better hope he finds some removal for that piglet. Anything will do. Because now we're showing 5. We're showing 8 to bring her all the way to 18 on the next turn. She gets all right necessities. Probably looking for an aerial.
Be our guest looking. Finds the aerial.
Yeah, I apologize. I did misspeak. And then Ariel gets played to find, hopefully, a Bruno or something to get. I mean, what do you get rid of? You got the 2 hamsters, which are going to be tough enough to deal with challenge-wise. And you got the piglet that's going to threaten 3.
But you can.
I think if the piglet turns sideways, you can challenge that.
But if you sing something here, you can bounce
the piglet. You're right.
Yep. With the music. And so we Bruno'd one of the hamster balls.
He's going to put damage on that one so he can. Does he sacrifice the muses for it?
Yep, he does.
All right.
He knows that he has to answer that board.
Yeah, and that was a good series of plays there. But she comes out and Piglet is now threatening the 3 lore. Pete's going to come out, challenge that Cinderella, and we're back to looking at a wide board with nothing established on David's side. So tough.
But it's a little bit better for David because something like Under the Sea can work a little bit better here for him.
For sure. He's not get rid of 2,
but still
not going to have it. Yeah, because we're going to get at least 6 here. Or not 6, 5 with the Piglet quest here. And a Rapunzel. And like you said, she's out there for the lore at this point. There's no draw available. There's no damage to. But she didn't quest the hamster. Interesting. At this point, I guess she's.
Well, the aerial can take out. And no damage.
Good. Let him take out the hamster. Like you're not singing. You're not.
Yeah,
you're
but
not,
she's now clearly threatening win.
That's fair. Yep. She's always going to go for the piglet anyway.
Certainly a better target.
She could win next turn with a
Air
a hamster
the
shift.
Ana,
She
no
get the
use of
shift.
the ability.
Oh, okay.
And just
And we're just
here's the
instead of
board.
questing, let's just get rid of that Ariel. She is in a commanding lead here, 17-0. But we've seen 3 games already in this video where David is up for 7 or down 17-0. This time feels a little different
It
though.
does because
We
David
are
doesn't have any presence to be able to sing something. So
exactly.
that's actually the huge difference.
Oh,
It was double
chill.
sudden chill.
That is it.
David extends
Meg-
the hand, congratulates Megan, who is the Reign of Jafar champion here at Game Night.
Congratulations to Megan. What a showing. Like that coming into this matchup and dropping that first game had to not feel good. I know how it feels playing against that deck and to come back on the play in a dominant way. There's that beautiful play, man. Well, still rolled up, of course, but and then doing it again on the draw, she found everything she needed. And it seems like, also David he didn't find anything. He couldn't find
No,
an answer. As soon as he started making a board presence and making moves, Megan was finding the answers for that. So, wow, what a game! What a game!
Really great strategy there. I mean, David really tried as hard as he could. I mean, I think missing that critical Cinderella 1-drop was really what impacted him. And honestly, like I gotta say, when we look at his deck again, that's the only 1-drop in the deck. Is this 4 Cinderellas?
And I know what that's like. I'm running 4 1-drops in my deck. The 4 popsicles. And when you don't find it, it messes everything up. You can bounce back from it, but Cindy, I think Cindy's really, really crucial in present that removal threat going. Like, wow, what a time to miss that Cindy.
Especially when you're going first, right? Because it gives you that ability to be able to sing songs like Sudden Chill, Bare Necessities.
Nothing worse than sitting across from a Cindy that was on the play and being like, well, whatever I play here is probably going away. So
right. Because we saw that in game 2 when we had the dueling Cindy's. And because Megan's Cinderella was out first, and she has the steel removal tools to be able to sing the storm on that Cinderella and just be like that. Nope, that's not sticking to that's gotta go. So honestly, really, if you think about it, in games 2 and game 3, functionally David missed his 1-drop. Even though he found it, it didn't stick around for him to be able to do anything with it in game 2, and he just didn't find it at all in game 3. And we can kind of see how that trajectory of that game goes. And Megan was in full control of the game going forward. So really, honestly, super congratulations to Megan for winning, and to all the competitors. It was a great experience, I think. So, yeah. So, Brad, where can folks find us for new, if they're new to us, if they're just finding this?
Well, you can stick right here on this channel, here on YouTube at Rules of Villainy. We have a plethora of videos for you to enjoy. We have our podcast proper is how we started. We have our weekly meta reports that I'm way behind on for local players here. Deck Test Tuesdays. This live gameplay, we're going to be doing more upcoming live streams coming up. So stay tuned for those. If you want to follow along with us on socials, you can find us at Rules of Villainy on all of the socials: Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram. ROV Kirsten is more active on Instagram than the Rules of Villainy proper channel, so check her out. And most importantly, probably, if you want to be involved in the Rules of Villainy community, check out our Discord. All of this will be linked in the description below, and we have constant chatter in there and good conversations about Disney Lorcana, and it's all for love of the game, which is how this all started. And so I implore you, check it out, and hope that you enjoy what you find.
Yeah, absolutely. And as always, fellow villains, be wary of wannabe heroes who want to disrupt your villainous plans. And as always, remember the rules of villainy.
Take care.